Hello, welcome to SS Unitech Susil this side, and this is continuation of GCP tutorial. So this is part 5 and today we are going to see about the BigQuery introduction. So what is the BigQuery? So first, BigQuery is the fully managed serverless data warehouse in GCP that allow user to analyze large amount of data. So you can assume like BigQuery is a data warehouse and it's serverless data warehouse where the data will be stored, and we can query the data by using our SQL queries, and we can also write the store procedures for manipulating the data or for fetching the data as well. So those options are available inside the BigQuery. So here are few important features. The first feature, like, it is having the built-in machine learning. So what does it mean? So BigQuery has the built-in machine learning capabilities. Next, it is supporting for the SQL and Python, so you can write your code inside the SQL or the Python. So this is a very good feature. So it is supporting both the languages. Next, here, like, inside the BigQuery offers features like data masking we can add. We can also do the encryption here, and we can also do the metadata management, which will be help us for sensitive data safeguard. So all these features are available inside the BigQuery. Let me quickly go inside our browser and where we'll try to see the BigQuery in real time. So here I have already logged in with my credential. You can log in and you can also create the free account. I have already recorded one video in the second video of this playlist. So here in the last video we have seen how we can create any storage account, and today we can search for the BigQuery either going from here, or we can go this navigation menu and here we can see the BigQuery option as well. Or if it's not appearing here, you can simply search for the BigQuery. So as we can see here, so let me click on this first, which is the BigQuery, and it will be going to open the BigQuery. So this is your BigQuery interface, and here let's analyze this first. So in the left side we can see this analysis, and under the analysis we have option for BigQuery Studio. Most of the things that we will be going to do inside this BigQuery Studio. Here we have a data transfer service directly. We can create a data transfer service here, which will be fetching the data from different sources and placing that data inside this BigQuery. Here we can see the scheduled queries. So here we can simply save our queries. We can write our select statement, and whatever the query that you want, we can simply save it, and we can also schedule those. And next we can see analytics hub, then we can see data form. So all those services we can directly access here. Partner center we can see. So these are the things are available, but let's focus on the first one, which is the BigQuery Studio for now, because here inside the BigQuery Studio we have several options. So if you can go here and we can see this is your project ID. We can also verify from here, like my first project. If you can see, then you will be able to see like this is your project ID. The same project ID will be available here. So inside this project ID, if I am going to expand it, we can see option for queries. We can also write the data, write our Python code inside the notebooks. Then we can see data canvas, and then we can see data preparation, workflows, and external connections. If we are going to have any external connection, then we can create by using this. But here we don't have see any option for the dataset, so we can create the datasets. Datasets are nothing but the logical grouping of the tables. And why data sets are important? Because we can provide the permission on that data sets. So let's assume if we are having different departments like HR department, payroll department, and we have accounts department, so we can create separate data sets, and accordingly we can create those tables under that. So here if we can go on this project on these three dots, then we'll see the option for the create dataset. Let me click on that dataset. first it is asking about your dataset ID. Here let me going to write like SSU test. So what it is saying, letters, numbers and underscores are not allowed. So that is okay. And here we can see the location type. So inside the location type we have to specify like on which region we wanna create this dataset. So if you remember, like we have already created the storage account in a single region and the location was Mumbai. So I am going to create this dataset on the same location. If you can scroll down, then we can see like external dataset. So here if you want to link to the external dataset, we can click on this checkbox and then we can specify the type. So as of now I am not going to do that. Let's make it very simple. And here we can add the tags that we have already talked in the last video. And here we can also specify the age of the table. So default maximum we can see. If you are going to specify any expiration, like after that date your table will be expired, so we can add those information as well, but I am going to leave with the default option. Let me click on this create dataset. So it will be going to create a new dataset that we can see here. If we can go here and let's analyze about this dataset that we have already created. So under that we have this dataset ID. So dataset ID will be containing first your project ID, then your dataset ID, on which date we have created, what is the expiration of this, what is the location of this, and all those informations are directly available here. And if we can expand this, then we should be going to see we don't have as of now anything here. So if you want to create any table, so we again go on these three dots, then we can see option for create the table. So either we can go and try to create the table by using this create table option. So it will be going to have the table from, so we want to create the table from where, and then what is the table name, and all the informations we can simply specify and table will be created. But if you want to create the table by using query, so what you can do, you can click on this SQL query, and after that we can simply write our SQL query for creating the table under this SSU test. So let me quickly try to create a table, maybe test table, but before that we have to specify your dataset name, like on which dataset we want to create the table, and remaining query will remain same, like ID as integer maybe, and name maybe your string. So execute this query for creating the table under this SSU test dataset. As we can see, table has been created and it is available inside this SSU test. So this is what we can do. We can insert the data in this table and we can simply fetch the data. So this is very similar to the SQL, and inside the SQL we are writing the queries and everything. So this is what we have. In the next video we'll see how we can load the data from the GCS location to this BigQuery. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel to get many more videos. See you in the next video.